Well, thank you for taking the time to view another version of DIS TV. Develop, integrate, and sustain, keeping it simple. Today we're going to talk a little bit about virtualization and more so about how we apply virtualization in an on-demand computing environment. So today there's a lot of buzz around thin computing and VDIs and all of that good stuff, but at the end of the day, we're really making sure that our users have absolutely the best computing experience possible. And in order to do this, we have to provide them with on-demand computing services. And we can do this through the application of virtualization. It is really the introduction into a cloud computing type of environment. So let's go ahead and take a look at the model here real quick and see what we're talking about. Alright, so here we have at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have a Windows and an Vista and an XP box coming on, very light load. Obviously, 2 machines is no worry for any environment. Let's just say that each one of those machines may represent 1,000 users. So you have 2,000 users logging on here, very easy. The peak of the day, you've got all of these users on running machines. And this is just an example here, 9, 12, and 1700, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Your numbers could vary. The concept, though, that we're talking about here is on-demand computing is going to apply regardless of your time that you have it. But it's important for you to understand, when do all of your users log on? For example, many environments, you get a big push between 6 and 9 a.m. when people are starting to come to work and get ready, and depending upon the business that they're in, let's say they're in a business that they use their computer in the morning to check email and get their tasks for the day, and then they go out and perform some sort of service, maybe medical care or a services organization or whatever it is. They may not use their computer a lot during the day. So you just have to figure out what those time periods are for that computing need. And you build yourself a model like this. So many users at 9, so many users at noon, so many users at 5 o'clock. Illustrated here is a virtual environment, a virtual server environment that knows what the needs are and adjusts the needs accordingly. You may have a total of 4 servers in your environment. One in the beginning at 9 o'clock is only needed because, quite frankly, you only have two machines coming up and you only need 1 server can handle the load. And this is not a discussion about service level agreements. There is another DIS TV episode that talks about service level agreements and thin computing, but this is not that discussion. At noon, you need 4 machines up. So here we can provision these 3 other servers, not represented here. They're off doing something else, right? They may be doing archiving or backup or finishing up on the backup services at 9 o'clock in the morning. We may only need 1 of them to serve users and the other 3 to do maintenance stuff or whatever it is that they're doing. Then at noon, we bring on some more servers here. We want to dedicate all of our resources to satisfying our customers. Why? Because in this graph, we have most of our customers are using their computers right around lunchtime. It's slow in the morning and a little bit slower than the peak in the afternoon. So we bring on and make sure that these 4 servers are available. Then we do the same thing at 1700. I think you see the trend here. You got 2 servers here at the end, and because the load is lighter. The bottom line here that you need to remember is based upon utilization, your server farm, because it's virtual, can be spun up or spun back down. It's not uncommon to have an environment that they have very few users in the evening, so they may run the organization on 1 or 2 servers, and the rest of their server farm is dedicated to backup and archiving and security logs and whatever else that your environment needs, computing, database computing or compiling or building queries, whatever it is that your environment needs. This is on-demand computing, and without virtualization, this is almost impossible to do because it becomes a manual process. You can actually set parameters within the virtual environment that says, when my server reaches X on performance, I want you to spin up another virtual server automatically, and it'll spin up another virtual server. This is great stuff. Continue looking at these episodes here on DIS TV. We explain and talk about this concept quite a bit in many different technologies. Thank you for joining. My name is Jeff Lush. Have a great day.